and heart. We talk about our mental well being and our mental health. We talk about emotional health and emotional well being. We talk about our spiritual knowledge, spiritual protection, and spiritual balance. We also talk about physical, how to listen to our body, how to treat ourselves right, how to fill our cups before we fill up others, how to work through traumatic, stressful, toxic, or abusive relationships and situations, right? I do card readings with playing cards. There are some of us that do card readings like I do with the playing cards. Some people do tarot, some people do oracle decks, some people do different types of cards, right? Well, I have playing cards. They are what I have on hand. They're accessible for me. And most likely in the future, we will be doing it in tarot and playing cards. But in the time being, this is what we do our card readings with. I also read palms. I read the lines on your hand and it tells me about your personality, character, and morals. So if you want to give that a try, one hand is $6, both palms are 20. You know what I mean. And I also offer counseling and advice. I am not a certified counselor, but I've counseled quite a few people on my business that's been running for almost 2 years. We are celebrating 1 year of YouTube on December 23rd to 24th, and 2 years of Marikuma Healing on January 8th. Now, I don't know if you guys can see the title of the live, but we are doing Sagittarius 2026 year reading, part one. Depending on how fast the cards come and how I can explain it, we may just have 2 parts to 3 for the year reading. If you guys are interested in having a year reading, right? You're curious about what 2026 has in store for you. Some of you guys follow me all around the world. Some of you guys have Airtel, MTN, or mobile money. If you have Airtel, MTN, or mobile money, which are cash apps, it is 25 Uganda shillings. So 25K Uganda shillings to get a year reading. And if you have PayPal or Zelle, it is $20 to get your year reading. My readings for the years are my longest reading. If you guys are interested in something else, that is okay. On my channel, I believe I have it on my shorts about the prices for my counseling, card readings, what it's like to get it for a year, and much, much more, as well as my offerings and specials, right? Because I also have another special for $27, either through Airtel, MTN, or mobile money, or through PayPal and Zelle. You can get 3 card readings that are not year related, right? And 2 palms. So for 5 things, it's $27. Not bad. All right. Saggies, babies, what's up? This year was all about being powerless, so vulnerable. 2025 is to teach you guys how to be open and honest with yourselves and open and honest with other people. It may require you to see things a little differently, or at least to come to terms. All right. We'll straighten it out. Oh, shoot. I'm mixing my cards almost. Okay, so like I was saying, right? Organization. Everybody has their method of organization. I am not an organized person. I may, look like I am, like I'm well put together and I'm really neat and everything has a place and every place has a thing. Yeah, no. I can plan and prepare really well. I'm a planner and a preparer. I'm not an organizer. I'm the method to the madness. Things are chaotic. It's messy everywhere. Everything's spread out. Y'all don't see it because you can only see so much from my camera phone. But if only you knew, right? So when it comes to organization, I think what I'm most likely going to try to do this weekend is to get a calendar and write things down, right? And be able to be like, okay, well, you know what? If I write it down, I'll be able to do this, that, and the third, right? Right. So depending on how you get yourself organized, what makes it easy for you to handle it, do that. If writing lists help, write list. If having a calendar and a journal or something for being a journal being your planner and things, have that. Do voice recordings. I voice record the things I'm supposed to do and I write it down on my phone. And then that way I can be like, okay, well, you know what? I wrote it down. This is what I have to do today, da 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 da, da, so forth and so on. Organization will help you. When it comes to your career, having organization will help you feel a lot more balanced. Because if you don't have any organization for your career and your finance right, it will get to a point where it's just so overwhelming that you don't know what to do. It just feels like everything's falling on you because you haven't organized anything. Now, cleverness is a form of intelligence, okay? Because again, organization, intelligence, and cleverness. So, cleverness is being creative and thinking outside the box. That's a mental intelligence. Mind, right? Physical intelligence is based on body mechanics. What the fuck is body mechanics? For those of you guys who may not know what body mechanics is, do not worry. All right, you're fine. It just means that when you're working, right? When you're going over there and you're using your body for manual labor, hands-on activities, you know how to lift with your knees, not to strain your back, how to carry things, how to use tools and levers and pulleys, to not overexert yourself, to not take advantage of your energy and overdo it and get worn out, exhausted, and tired, right? That's a form of physical intelligence, body mechanics. Emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is so funny because everybody wants somebody who has emotional intelligence, but not everybody wants to be the one that has it, right? Like, I want to have a nice partner who's going to love me and he has, or they have, or she has emotional intelligence. They're compassionate and they're understanding and they understand what I feel and they just meet me in that emotional level, right? Every man, woman, and person wants that. Not everybody wants to be that. Like, if you want it, that's great. I'm not saying you can't want that, but you have to also practice what you want. So if I want to have a calm and happy person, I need to be a calm and happy person within myself. So that way I can attract it, right? Attraction and law of attraction, I think, is really funky. Like, it works, but to understand it and kind of practice it is not always easy. You're relearning a lot of things. So, again, emotional intelligence is compassionate understanding and empathy. I'm wise enough to be like, because this person's having a bad day, they're most likely going to be very quick tempered. Because this person's having a great day, they're very generous and positive. This person's having a sad day, they need a hug or they need someone to talk to, right? Emotional intelligence, empathy, compassion, and understanding. Now, spiritual intelligence. There's a spiritual intelligence too. I know, right? Crazy. Technically, there's like 17 types of different forms of intelligence, or what is considered intelligent or smart or knowledgeable or wise, right? Yeah, we're just using all the thesaurus. What do you call it? I know you can find the words on the thesaurus. I can't say that word, but you know what I'm trying to say. It's like a dictionary, but like if it had an older, wiser brother. Yeah, that's the one. Anywho, like I was saying, um, spiritual intelligence is this: if it makes you feel small to make another person feel tall, it's not worth your time at all. So if I have to go over there and feel pathetic and small and insignificant to make you feel high and mighty, you are not worth my time. If it is a waste of energy, time, and effort, I'm not doing it. If it doesn't bring me peace of mind, it is a waste of time. And I have to tell whatever situation, person, or thing to don't let the door hit you where the cosmic flow put you. Like, nobody got time to be dealing with things that doesn't make my spirit happy. I'm too old, bro. Like, I'm at that. I know that 30 is not old, okay? But like the way that I'm feeling about it now is like I'm too old to go over there and be this fucked up. I don't care. Okay, if I have to burn a lot of bridges down to get my peace of mind, I'm lighting the gasoline. I'm getting TNT. Not only am I burning the bridges down, I'm imploding them. They are exploded. The bridge is unbridgeable. There's no bridge anymore. There's no crossing to the other side. No, because nobody got time for it. Now, what does your money say? Money talks, guys. What is it talking about? Sagittarius finance for 2026. Failure to communicate. So y'all not really talking about your money. Okay. I guess you're kind of keeping your money to yourself. Maybe you're kind of like you're making moves, right? But you know that there's some fake people who are not really there for you. And you're kind of like, if I keep it to myself, I'm able to surprise my friends and keep my enemies guessing and also kind of be able to have my own stuff. All right, that could be it. Stinginess and possessiveness for love. So I'm going to say it like this. Be careful. Be careful when this is your relationship outcome, because being stingy and possessive can mean greed and control. You could be with somebody who feels like they control you in the relationship, that everything you do has to go through by them. How much you eat, how much you sleep, where have you been, da da da. And it's very like toxic and abusive and just like having to walk on eggshells, right? Some of you guys may be like not in a relationship and you're just being very picky about who you connect with. Like, if I'm going to have a partner with this person, is this person going to be like somebody I can be myself with? Is this person going to go over there and be, you know, somebody I can trust? Is this person going to make a good, husband or wife or partner or spouse or girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever, right? Significant other. Do I see myself with this person? Do they waste my time, energy, and effort? Do they make me feel drained? We are being very cautious about who you connect with in your love life, either through bad experiences or just trying to find, like, trying to take your time and not rush into anything. So that way, when you do connect with somebody, it's somebody that matches you, somebody that is healthy to be around with. You're never going to find the perfect woman, the perfect man, and the perfect spouse. That doesn't exist. Everybody got their problems. You have to ask yourself, if their problems big enough? Like, is this person with their flaws, yeah? Are they so bad that I can't do it? Because I can understand if somebody snores or maybe they tell the same joke every 5 times, you know what I mean? And I have to laugh every time they tell it because, again, that's their joke and they find it cute. And I'm like, well, I love you enough, even though I'm tired of hearing the same joke 10,000 times. But you know what? Because I love you, I'm going to laugh. Not at you, but with you, right? Because I love you enough. And that's something I can deal with. I can deal with the same joke 5,000 times. I can deal with the snoring. I can't deal with the lies. I don't like cheaters. I don't like somebody who's going to abuse me, put me in a situation where I have to be like, here's the thing. Relationships are not easy. Sometimes you get yourself in a weird situationship and the situationship just kind of gets you stuck. Okay? And it's not easy. If it was easy, everybody would be in a relationship, everyone would be in love. But some people are not meant to be in relationships. Some people are not healthy to be in relationships. Some people are liars and deceivers and abusers and toxic, abusive people. She could be having her issues. He could be having his issues. And you got to ask yourself, is this person supposed to be with me? Like, I can understand faults and I can understand red flags. Is this person having lots of red flags where I need to remove myself? Or is these flags not as bad? And if you don't know what to do because you can't tell between the red flags and then something small, this is what I do. I ask myself, if you guys came to me, right? If my sisters, my brother came to me, if my friend came to me and they're having the same situation that I'm dealing with, right? How would I advise them? Because if I would tell them that this situation doesn't make any sense and they should really leave, then that's something that I should do. Because if I'm not going to let my loved ones deal with this, then why should I, right? And sometimes it helps you thinking on a different viewpoint, because sometimes you're stuck in it for so long that you began to think that certain things are normal. But when you put it on somebody else and you look from the outside in, yeah, like you're inside looking out, you switch the script, you flip it. Now you're the outside looking in. because you're using another person. If they're in this thing, how would you see it? It sometimes helps because whenever I think I'm doing, like, sometimes because I overthink a lot, I think that, okay, maybe this is just me. Maybe this is just I have to sometimes ask my siblings and my mom for like freaking guidance, but when I can't talk to them, that's what I do. All right, so we're gonna get into it either through this part or part two. What is your family outcome? Romance and new friendship. Okay, so y'all make new connections. What is friendship outlook for Sagittarius? Untruthfulness, untrustworthiness, and theft. Some of y'all may be needing to get rid of some friends because some of y'all friends are untruthful, or you don't trust your friends. You're not very trusting to people. I think 2025 gave you guys a really hard ass time, bro. All right, what's your spiritual outlook? What kind of energy are you guys bringing to 2026? Bodacious babies. What is this? Okay. So, romance, childishness, and irresponsibility. Being carefree. That's the energy you're bringing for 2026. Like, I'm unbothered. I'm untied down. I do what I want when I want it. Yeah, I'm living my life. It's like that. Okay, what is January, February, March? So the first 3 months of 2026, what is it going to be? What is the first 3 months? New ideas. You are going to be figuring out new ways to handle things, okay? April, May, and June, we are working on our mental health, Sagittarius. We're letting go, so moving on and getting into a better place mentally. Mental health, letting go of the past. I feel like the 10 of... Okay, here's the thing. I have a feeling, either on part 2 or in this part, right, that you guys are going to either get a 9 of Hearts, which is spiritual growth and satisfaction, or a 10 of Spades, which is victimization and giving up. So either way, there's going to be one of the 2 healing cards in this reading. Whoos. July, August, and September is all about deep attraction, following your passion, doing things that you like. All right. What's October, November, and December? Nostalgia, childhood, and old friends, the past. Y'all, I'm going to say this now. There is nothing wrong with doing, like, for example, right? I love animation. I love cartoons and anime. I like, Witch, Guardians of the Veil. I like Braceface. I like Avatar: The Last Airbender, Steven Universe. I like comic books and manga, all right? And I like music. Certain cartoons and things, they bring me nostalgia, right? They bring me happiness and joy and what. But I use it for nostalgia. I don't go over there and try to relive the past. We're linear creatures. We live in the past, present, and future. We are constantly shifting through time. Past, present, future. Past, present, future. Past, present, future. 2 minutes ago was the past. 2 minutes from now will be the future. Right here and right now is the present. I learned from my past experiences, okay? I'm sorry, I'm being so bad. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to be back. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Okay. I pulled a Houdini on you, but I have returned. So, like I was saying, the past, right? You learn from your past experiences, okay? You make your opportunities in the present because you're building toward the future. But a lot of us live in the past, avoid the present, and fear the future. That's not how we're supposed to live our time. We're supposed to experience the past, gain wisdom from our experience, build in the present, and look towards the future. All right? So, what's Sagittarius' biggest problem? What is going to be a big obstacle that you're facing for 2026? Oh, man. Unreliability and taking risk. It is important to try new things. Do not be impulsive. Don't be reliable to unreliable people. If they're giving you mixed signals, you've talked to them clearly, you try to figure everything out and whatever. Great. But if they're out here still continuing to be like, oh yeah, maybe, I don't know, whatever. Listen, yes or no, stay or go, up or down, in or out. There is no time and no room for this coming year, as well as the remaining of 2025, to be dealing with mixed messages and mixed signals. Whether it's coming from a lady, whether it's coming from a guy, whether it's coming from a person. If you respect me and if you love me, you're going to go over there and give it to me straight. Hey, I am not interested in you. Hey, I do like you. Hey, I want to be friends. I don't like it when you do this. Like, say what you mean and mean what you say. You know what I mean? If this is your problem, either you are being impulsive, you're being reliable to unreliable people, you're taking unnecessary chances. And you need to learn how to plan and prepare, try new things, but know what you're getting into. Don't just do something that you always wanted to do and you don't know what it does. Like, what's the outcome, right? Yes, have fun. Know what you're doing. Know the outcome of it. What's going to help you guys? What did I say? The 9 of Hearts or the 10 of Spades? I had a feeling this is either coming this part or next part. This is all about spiritual growth. What does that mean? That means you are going to be dancing with your shadow self and your light self. You are going to be combining those energies. Okay? Your bottom, like, here's the thing. Where your pelvis is, right? Where your hips are in your pelvis, this resides your lower self. This is also where your inner child is. This is your lower self, okay? Your lower self is more where your primal instincts, needs, and stuff are, okay? Your inner kid, the wild child, if you will. Your middle self is around your diaphragm, close to your chest, but just above the pelvis. So it's right here, okay? Where the torso and the chest is. The middle self, think of it as the 19-year-old to the 25-year-old, okay? It communicates with the lower self and it gets information from the higher self and it transfers it back and forth. This is where your passion and your likes and dislikes and things of that nature can be, okay? I'm roughing it. I'm giving you like the rough, the crash course definition, all right? I'm swinging it. I know of it. I just haven't read about it in a while because I learned this about the middle, the higher, and the lower self due to the fact that I have the Psychic Witch, which was written by this amazing dude and person named Matt Audrey or Aldrum. Skilled psychic, phenomenal teacher, and he knows how to really put into words and describe how to hone into your gift, about auras, and how chakras and things are activated, and it gets a lot of information about more of the spiritual aspects of psychic abilities and things of that nature. So yeah, through spiritual growth, right, you are learning how to embrace your insecurities, work on your bad habits, heal from things that you have not been dealing with, that you've been avoiding, because a lot of people see their darkness as their enemy. My shadow self is not my enemy. they are my protector. I want you to understand why I say that, right? Because everyone's going to look at me and be like, no, my shadow self trying to kill me. They're out here telling me all these things. Listen, they're making you see what you have been running away from. Okay, for me, my temper. Why are you angry? Why are you upset, right? This is why you're upset. Why won't you admit to it? I'm not mad about that. Yes, you are, because you keep putting it on me. All I want you to do is face it. Just accept that this happened and it hurt you and you're upset about it and you need to learn to let go. You've been hiding all these things and I've been keeping these things to protect you, but I don't want to be here anymore. In order for me to go and be able to be more balanced with you, we need to deal with some things. We need to deal with our insecurities. We need to deal with our anger. We need to deal with our rage. We need to deal with the pain and the uncomfortableness. We need to embrace our flaws. If anybody is perfect in this world, please show yourself, because God in heaven knows I'm not. I'm not. I've made lots of mistakes and I'm going to continue to make mistakes, and I am learning. I'm learning every day and I'm doing my best in my own way. But like with spiritual growth and satisfaction, spiritual growth is going to allow you to dance with your duality. I love my shadow and I love my light. I respect the fact that my shadow is my power and my strength and my wisdom and my, inner courage and resilience. And I also embrace my light, the loving, compassionate, empathetic, soft and warm, and just, powerful in their own way. When I have both of them and I make peace with both sides of myself, the good, the bad, and the ugly, I am able to have peace here, peace in my body, and peace in my soul, because I'm no longer running away from it. You know what I mean? So, because you're going to learn how to balance yourself, you're going to understand who to give your time to and who not to give your time to. Again, this is just me explaining what the cards are. Part two is most likely going to get into details as to why we are experiencing this. So I urge you guys to also watch the parts, okay? Watch the parts because they will give you a lot of information. And me just pulling out the cards, you may not get what is causing you to have these things, right? Now, what is the theme? The theme for 2026 for Sagittarius, my fire babies, is all about new opportunities. Go get those new opportunities, baby. Let's go, right? All right. I'm going to have this one because I like that. What is it, 31 minutes in? Yeah, I think I can get like half of it. So we're going to read what the theme of 2025 is, as well as career through spiritual outlook. And part two, we will tackle January through December, problems, solutions, and why the theme of 2026 is new opportunities, okay? Buckle up, Buttercup. It's going to be a long video. So get a snack, sit back, get a sip of your drink, you know what I mean, and enjoy. So, why is 2025 all about powerlessness? Due to togetherness, okay? So, the reason why you guys had to have powerlessness and vulnerability be your main theme and teacher for this year is due to celebration, friendship, and joy and company. So, the togetherness. I think you're allowing to let go and be really honest with yourself on who's your friend, who's lifting you up, who do you really enjoy being around, and who is not really worth your time. I feel like because so far for like Aries and Leo, there have been some people that need to get, they not gonna make it. Like I said, energy, time, and effort, right? Endurance, diligence, and strength is gonna help you with your friendship, celebrating, and join company? Who's going to give me my time, energy, and effort back? Who is something that is good for me to go? Like, if I'm going to be enduring, right, I'm going to keep on going. If I'm being diligent, I'm practicing to be precise, right? If I'm going to be strong or have strength, I'm going to have strength in my mind, strength in my heart, strength in my body, and strength in my soul. Okay? All right. So, if that's the case, how am I going to go over there and be able to use all of this in a healthy way? Because you guys can give all of this and not receive this. You could be giving it to fake people, and then you kind of get burned out because you're like, man, why aren't they giving me that same energy back? We live in a world full of like fake ass people. Discord, dishonor, and Hall of Victory. You are going to get rid of people who give you dysfunctional, not okay energy. People who are disrespectful. You're going to get rid of them. And I guess someone just wanted to say hi, I guess. I don't know. Anywho, Hall of Victories, right? It's a victory because you don't have to deal with those people anymore. But it's hollow because you didn't want to come to that. So for this remaining of the year, right? We are going to be working on people who celebrate us, our real friends, and people that we enjoy being around, and also enjoy being around us. We're going to use our energy, time, and effort wisely, and we're not giving it to any other people. If they give you dysfunctional energy, if it's not if it's uncomfortable, confusing, very like difficult and overwhelming energy, they're not going to 2026 for you. It's time to cut them off. I said what I said. I did what I did. I don't have scissors on me at the moment, but if I did, I've gone over there and like, yeah, cut them off, guys. Bye. Ain't nobody got time for it. I'm not going to listen. You've given them a whole year. A lot of you guys gave them more than just a whole year. Y'all been giving these people years of your life, and they're still out here doing bullshit. Girl, please. Please, we're not about to bring it into the next year. You had your chance. Your subscription has ran out. You cannot resubscribe. Okay? You got to be able to go with people who give you respect, kindness, and peace. If they do not give you peace, kindness, and respect, bye. Bye. Bye, 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 bye. Peace, love, and deuces. Don't let the door hit you with the cosmic flow put you. Ain't nobody got time for all that jazz. Nah. Jazz should be heard, not experienced through nonsense. Now, we're going to get into your 2026 lovelies. Organization, intelligence, and cleverness. This is for your career. Romance and new friendship. Daydreaming and wishfully thinking. Planning and preparing. Okay? So for your career, we're going to go over there and get ourselves organized, right? We're going to make sure that we write things down. I advise you guys to get a calendar. Y'all going to look at me. I don't have money to buy a calendar. Baby, you can print your calendar. That's what I'm going to do this weekend. I'm going to print out a calendar for 2026. I'm going to staple it up. I'm going to go over there and put a nail on my wall, and I'm going to write down every 2 weeks what I'm doing. I think because, like, here's the thing. Sometimes I have the energy and the focus, like the hyperfixation, to do everything that I need to do in a short time. But after that is gone, it's just like a long, long way before I become productive. Like, I gave it my all in this one. I gave it my all in this one shot, right? So if you don't have money to buy a calendar, fine. Print it out. Print it out. There's stationaries everywhere. Print it out. Staple it together or put little holes and whatever, and do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do. It's fine. I'm gonna go over there, probably like staple it or whatever, or just like put holes, tie some string, nail it, like, a nail to my wall or whatever, hammer it, put it on there. It ain't glorious, but it works, right? As long as it works, does it have to look pretty? Not all the time, no. Does it have to be aesthetically pleasing? No, not always, no. I can design it or whatever I want later on. This is just to help me stay on topic. So if you guys are like me, do color organization, right? The reason why I say do color organization is because for me, if it doesn't pop out to my eyes, I may end up getting some of the dates switched around or something, or kind of like overlook it. So I'll be like, okay, well, green, I'm doing videos. Red, I'm off. Blue, I'm doing readings and counselings and palms. Purple, I have a holiday thing that I'm doing. Yellow and orange can be about, like, maybe I'm going out to shop, maybe I'm going out to enjoy whatever, right? Each color has a thing, and I can put like a key mark on my calendar and be like, okay, well, each time, or put like another, again, tape the keys. So each color represents a different thing. Yeah, I worked with turmeric. I dyed one of my clothes orange-ish. Yeah, that looks nice. So I mean, in the future you'll see my handiwork. I think it looks nice. I think other people may think that it's like, it's giving something, but I don't know what. Yeah. Anywho, organization. Make sure you get yourself situated and prepared, and just every place is where you can find it is easy and accessible and all that. I know that that is the main thing, like one of the biggest what is it? My New Year's resolution is going to be, I'm going to be more organized. Yeah, and that doesn't last long. It takes discipline, man. It takes discipline and time. Because we're out here making new friends and connections, we're going to go over there and organize ourselves. So we're going to organize our work, and we're going to organize our personal life. That way I can work and I can also have fun. Daydreaming and wishfully thinking is what's going to help you. So, what are you really wanting for yourself, Sagittarius? And what do you not want? Because if you want something, why haven't you gone after it? I'm being quiet because I want y'all to really think. Why haven't you gone after it? And if you're going to tell me in this live, I don't believe I deserve all these things, this is just a flight of fancy. It's just a daydream. You do know that we are talking on phones that can talk around the world. We no longer have touch pads. We have touch screens. There are planes that can fly thousands of people all around the world. There are big ass balloons that are pulled by hot air that can take you thousands of feet into the air and can come back down due to sand and weights. There are trains. There are submarines that go to the bottom of the sea and resurface back up again. All of these were fantasy till somebody made it into a reality. So when I ask you what you want for yourself, Sagittarius, I almost called y'all Leo. I want you to believe that you can get whatever you put your mind to, but you have to believe in yourself to do it. Your dreams can all become a reality. I was dreaming to hopefully help people. I never thought, with my disability and my things that I have going on, right, that I would be able to help people due to my predicament. I've had this business for almost 2 years, and I've helped a lot of people, both with my videos, with my counseling and my card readings and palm readings, and just, it brings me a lot of happiness and joy that I give people peace of mind, that I let people feel confident and happy within themselves, and for them to believe that they deserve the best, because they do, right? Anybody can change. You just have to really acknowledge and accept the fact that this is something that you need to work on. So if you want to have a love life, if you want to have, a great paying job and a lot of money. You can do it. How are you going to go about it? Because you hoping and praying that the universe and the gods and goddesses and divine entities of higher power and divine go and drop $5 million out of the blue onto you, that's a slim chance, darling. That's a slim chance. So if you want the money, you got to work for it. If you want to have lots of money, you have to save. So every time you pay your bills first. Pay most of the bills first. The leftover money, half of it will go into savings. The other half goes into your pocket. Each time you pay your bills, each time you go over there and get your things, you have leftover money, whether it's a few pennies, a quarter, a dollar, right? A shilling in paper or a shilling in coin. Half of it goes into savings, half it goes into your pockets. Every time. The reason why I say you need half of it to be in your pocket or have pocket money is because if your card gets lost, right? You lost your card. Your phone died, it's not working, you cannot go over there and use your apps for whatever the reason, it's not working. You have cash on hand. You have emergency pocket money. And your rainy day money is put on the side. Each time you put a little away, put a little away, put a little away, you start to build it and you get a lot of money. It's important to think like that, right? Because I've seen a lot of money. I worked a lot of jobs. I don't look it, but I've worked a lot of jobs. And I wish when I was younger, right? Like when I was like 19, 20, that I learned how to really listen to people telling me how to save. Because had I saved then, I would have been in a completely different place right now. And also, before anybody come after me, if you are helping your family, there is nothing wrong with that. Have a budget for how much you give people. I'm not saying that thou shalt not helpeth peopleth. I'm just saying that if you give too much to other people and you're not focusing on what you need for yourself, you're going to mess yourself up financially and also with your career and business because you're having to work all the time. So, am I giving you financial advice because I'm doing your financial reading? No. Am I giving you financial advice? Yes. Because we're talking about your career. You're going to be organized and balance your love life and your personal life, okay? And this one is the same outcome for family. So I feel like because you're organizing yourself, you're also making sure that not only do you have time with your family or your partner or your friends, you also have time for yourself. Because with romance and new friendship, right? You're making connections. Daydreaming and wishfully thinking, it can only be a reality and less like until you go over there and put action behind this not going nowhere. This will always be a fantasy. The outcome, all about planning and preparing. So you're going to plan and prepare for your career, organize your time, energy, and efforts. And, that way you're not overwhelmed and you can do things again. All right, let's get into your career. Sorry, I have a family member that's not well. And I'm kind of like bouncing here and there from time to time. And so I'm trying not to worry too much. Where the fuck did the hair come from? Shit. All right, now we're going to get into your finance, right? So the reason why we have failure to communicate is because of organization and moving quickly. So we're out here making moves and getting things done, right? You know what? Now that I think about it, some of y'all may be changing jobs. Because here's the thing. If y'all want your career and your finance to be good, right, Sagittarius? Whether you're born under the sign, whether you have it in your birth charts or whatever, maybe this reading resonates with you, right? That's all right. Maybe you have a Sagittarius spirit. Ain't no judgment, man. Ain't no judgment. I got a Leo moon. I feel like that's my spirit. I feel like if I had a spirit and it was a zodiac sign, it would probably be a Leo. I'm not gonna lie. And it would be balanced with like a Pisces and a Virgo. So they like formed in Alexandria. That would be it. It would be like the Virgo, Leo, Pisces. So, anywho, just zodiac jokes and yokes. But organization moving quickly. So you're not telling anybody what you're doing, but you are making moves. I think you're catching on that there's some people that are not really there for you. So you don't need your enemies to know, right? But at the same time, you want to go over there and surprise your friends and the people who are supporting you. Like, guys, we got some big things coming our way. Okay? Don't worry about it. It's all going to be good. But we're finessing the finesser. We're hustling and grinding. We're out here, making moves. So you're organizing your finance and you're making moves. All right. Teamwork is going to really help you out. Don't do things by yourself. Communicate. Okay, communicate. I'm going to take you. Unreliability and taking chances, all right? Taking risks. It's the same outcome for your problem that you guys are going to be having for 2026. Here's the thing. You can organize yourself and make the moves, okay? Again, this card is more like hustling, grinding, finessing the finesser, out here going around and making sure that things fall into place. You're putting in the effort, you're doing the elbow grease, you're locked in, all right? That's what this is. This is because you're not communicating. You need to use the A team to help you with your organization and to get your goals. You don't need to be reliable to unreliable people, and you definitely don't need to be impulsive. If you want to try something new, that is fine. Know what you're getting into, okay? So if you guys came to me and you'd be like, oh, the New York mayor is a man from Uganda. I have hiccups now, guys, so I'm sorry. Right? He's from Uganda, and I want to know what Uganda's like, and I've heard that it's really pretty. I'd be like, look, if you're from America and you are going to Uganda, which is a very beautiful and big country, there's some things you should know before you even try to come over to Uganda. One, if you are impatient, very demanding, very aggressive, like large and in charge kind of person, the country is not for you. This country requires patience, understanding, ingenuity, and time. Not all smiling faces are smiling. And this goes for not only in the US, but this goes for like every country. There's always going to be somebody who's going to look at you and they're just going to be like, I can punk this person. I can, hustle them. That being said, you need to be patient when you're visiting Uganda. You need to make sure that you understand the rules, because the things that you can do in America is not everything that you can do here. And the things that are done here are not the things that you're used to in America. It's going to be a culture shock. So you should know the culture before you get shocked more with the differences in how things work. You feel me? So again, don't be impulsive. Don't take unnecessary risk. If you want to try something new with your finance and career, know what you're getting into. Organize yourself. Make moves and go after what you want. At the same time, make sure that you can go over there. I'm really sorry. I'm going to be super bad with this. Make sure you go over there and you really use teamwork. To help you out. You know what I mean? Sorry, just a little bit more. Okay. But yeah, right? Okay. Let's get into your love life. Why is your love life represented with stinginess and possessiveness? This is like greed and control. I pray to God that you guys are not in a bad relationship. If you are in a bad relationship, get out. Get out before you can't get out anymore. Wisdom, patience, and diplomacy is wise. So you may need to be very wise, patient, and diplomatic about how to handle the situation. What's going to help you guys? Loss and despair. This is the grieving card. Grieving doesn't always mean that you're going to be mourning, but it can also mean that you're grieving and letting go. So I'm coming to terms with certain things that need to be dealt with and that I need to be able to let go of. And that's going to require you to be sad. I'm trying to get the smoke off my ear, but I'm trying not to go over there and dig my ears while I'm doing these lives because I feel like that's kind of gross. You know what I mean? Like there's a time and place and a place and a time. Granted, it's kind of calling the pot kettle black. Yeah, I'm okay. Okay. I can't be choking while I'm doing a live, man. That'll be kind of sad, right? Oh, yeah, you definitely getting out of this relationship. Carrying burdens, responsibility, and debt. This card as a whole is being overwhelmed. You know what I mean? Overwhelmed, bombarded, stretched out too thin, just having way too much things to do, not enough time to do it. So if this is about greed and control for your love outcome, y'all may be with a really controlling person. And I think you're trying to be wise, patient, and diplomatic about how to deal with this, right? So with the Four of Diamonds, it comes into four ways, okay? I'm being greedy and possessive of my money. I'm making sure that the money that I make is going to always build up. I'm saving, I'm making sure that it adds, and I'm being very picky and cautious on how I use my money. If I don't need it, I won't use it. If I do need it, I'm going to pick the very, careful, practical option. Am I going to go for the biggest and the baddest? No. I'm going to go for something reasonably priced, but also works. If it is with people, which is what I think this is for, because if it is your love, either you're doing self love and you're very like being ugly towards yourself and you're needing to learn how to let go, which I don't think is it. I think that is sort of it. Like if you're in a bad relationship, you tear yourself down. You know what I mean? You tear yourself down. And a lot of people don't understand what that means. That means the person that you came in with, right? The person that I came in with, the person that I brought in this relationship, me, right? Myself and this other person. I came in with hope. I came in with happiness. I came in with optimism. And I came in with peace. Now, because I was in this shitty relationship, I left out broken, angry, upset, tired, worn out, and exhausted. That happy go lucky person that came into the relationship versus the broken person that got out, they're not the same people. I'm the same person, but I'm a different version. You know what I mean? And I feel like if the outcome is being overwhelmed and bombarded, if how to help you be able to move past that energy is grieving, I think you need to let go. I think you need to let go and find another person to be with. But before you let go, I would advise you to let go and take time for yourself. Work on your trauma responses, work on the memories that are holding you back, work on forgiving yourself for spending so much time with this person, work on just trying to be, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, work on letting go of them and blocking unnecessary people. Work on loving yourself again. Work on connecting with people who are worth your time. These are the steps of healing. Forgiving myself for all the things that I've done and all the things I've been through. Working on my mental scars, which is memories that hold me back and scare me. Emotional scars, feelings because of something, sometimes we hear certain noises, okay? For me, for the longest time, it had to be doors. I hated doors. I've gotten to a point where I'm fine with it now. Like, it doesn't really set me off like it used to, but because I was with somebody for like a really long time, they used to bust my doors down. and they abused me horribly. They were a very toxic, aggressive person. For anybody comes to me being like, didn't you ask for help? Didn't you go to the police? I went to the police. I cried for help, and nobody helped me. The person that was my abuser was a pastor, so nobody could believe that a man of God could be doing this to somebody. And if you're in an abusive situation, they're very cute at being like nice to other people and nice to you when other people are around. And then they're very mean behind closed doors. And they're like, not this person can't do it. Yes, they could. A man and a woman and a person, we all can be abusive assholes. A lot of us try not to be, okay? I could be. I could be a villain. I know what it's like to be hurt, and I don't want that pain on somebody else. You know what I mean? So, when you're getting out of those toxic, aggressive relationships and you're finding yourself again and you're building yourself up, forgive yourself. You did what you thought was right. You either stayed because you were afraid or because, like, you didn't, you've been there for so long that you just didn't think anybody could save you, right? They know how to tear you down. Work on your memories, work on your emotions, work on how your body reacts to stress, work on how you feel spiritually inside your core, your center, right? Work on your PTSD. This is your third step. These first three steps are hard as fuck. And once you start to heal, you're going to be healing for the rest of your life. I thought it'd be one and done. I thought I just need a good cry and a good scream and maybe like an ice cream cone or something. Yeah, you're going to cry and you're going to scream and you're going to shout and let it all out and all that. You are. But like, I want you to understand, while you're healing, you're also learning. You're also feeling. I'm feeling the pain. I am embracing it. I'm holding it. And I'm letting it go. I've accepted it. It is a part of me now. I'm not holding on to it. There's no room for me to put that in there. I'm learning to let go. Right? That requires me to feel. Feeling is healing. Learning is healing, because now you're learning how to handle your trauma better. You're learning about where it started, how it became this way, how to take care of it, and how for your trauma and your triggers not to overpower you and drive you insane. Y'all don't understand. I had a narcissistic relationship. This person did everything to me for years. I finally got out, and I assumed that if I got out, that I'm fine. I don't have to deal with them anymore, so it doesn't really matter. Nobody told me about healing. Nobody in my family showed me how to heal. We all just kind of learned as we went along. And I'm not, like, here's the thing, I'm not putting anybody on blast. I'm not saying that, they should have known. How can you know something that you don't know? Like, if it's not taught, how am I supposed to know? I learned through experience. I was like, you know what? The emotions that I went with this and where I'm at right now, I had to do this and I had to do that. And then this one came along after that. And then I learned that if I block out people and kick out the toxic people from my life feels a lot more easier. Now I'm working on loving myself and building myself up. I have the right to do that. I have the right to love me again, right? I have the right to find myself and to be my friend and to be my lover and to be my confident and be my thing. I have to be my first. If I'm not my first, I may mess up with the other person who may be my first, right? Like, I have to be able to know what I want and love myself so that way I can be able to love others. If I don't love others, how am I supposed to go over there and be compassionate and kind? I may end up unknowingly abusing the people that are trying to help me because I'm still hurt. Hurt people hurt others. And until you accept the fact that you are a hurt person and you're letting it go and you're learning to heal, you're going to continue to hurt people whether you mean to or not. I was both a villain and a victim. Because at that point, I got so angry at being the nice one that I started doing whatever I wanted, not really caring about other people's feelings. You know what I mean? Am I proud of it? No, I'm not. But I'm not going to go over there and pretend that that's not part of the system. Some of you guys are at that level where you're like, you know what? I'm so angry and I'm so hurt that I really want other people to feel the way that I feel. So you may go over there, get yourself into purposely a toxic relationship and take that anger out on someone. You may end up finding a really nice person in the future after this relationship and then end up hurting them because you haven't healed the anger you have for this person's not around. So unintentionally, or maybe without really thinking about it, right? You'll end up abusing and hurting this person that's trying to help you. I've done it. I'm not proud of it, but I'm not going to lie. I want you guys to not do those things that I've done. I don't want you to make the mistakes I have made. I'm trying to help you not to go over there and repeat it. So forgive yourself, work on your scars, your trauma responses, your triggers, what causes you to have PTSD. PTSD stands for post traumatic stress disorder. You can have it from your childhood, you can have it from your teenagers, you can have it in your adult life. You can have it from all over, but you got to know how to handle it. I ain't saying you're going to heal from everything. There's some things I have never really healed from, but I understand how to handle it better without it going over there and driving me to the point where I can't do anything. Because, like, with my trigger responses, it used to cause me panic attacks. I used to have anxiety attacks. I would faint. I would end up in the hospital. It would get so bad I couldn't breathe. You know what I mean? And then I would get overwhelmed again. So, like, work on your healing. The last 3 steps are really fun. Again, there's 6 total steps of healing. Forgiveness of yourself. Don't forgive the other person. You can if you want to, you don't have to. I don't forgive a lot of people. I think to a certain degree, when it gets so bad, I'm like, you know what? Fuck you. I don't give a damn. You made your bed, sleep in it. I've tried, I've done what I could, and at the end of the day, you're still a turd. So you know what? I will never forgive you. I will never turn the other cheek. I will not go there and sing hands and kumbayas and all. Some things I can forgive, some things I cannot. I'm not going to go over there and make other people feel guilty about forgiving other people if I can't forgive other people. If I can't do it, I don't expect you to. Now, if I could be the one to like generally be that all forgiving person and what they've done to me no longer bothers me, right? And I'm not angry about it, then I'd be like, okay, guys, this is how you forgive other people. I ain't there. Okay, I ain't there. I'm sorry. I'm not. Anywho, forgiving yourself, working on your triggers, working on your PTSD. The 4th step is blocking people. Block those toxic people. Block their toxic friends. Block the ones who are going over there behind your back or to your face, telling other people about your business and telling other people their business to you. We don't need them. You already made it. If my business is going to the toxic, abusive person, right? Whoever she, he, or they may be, you are no longer part of the group. You've been voted off the island. My business is my own. I don't need the person who put me through a lot of jazz and heartache and pain and trauma and abuse to know what I'm doing. Do you see me doing that to you? No. If you're in my situation, when I go over there to your abuser, to the person that made you feel bad, to him or her or them, right? And I go over there and I talk about your business and no. Because that's just being a fake ass person, bro. That's being fake as fuck. We're not doing it. I'm not doing it. Ain't nobody gonna be dealing with that, right? So kick those people out. Kick the toxic families and friends and whatever. They're not healthy to be around. They're narcissistic, psychotic, or whatever. They're very like manipulative and abusive and two-faced and shady. Deuces, bro. Peace out. Don't let the door hit you where the cosmic flow put you, because you're not welcome here. You can be anywhere, but you cannot be here. Get to stepping, bust a move on, right? Now, so after letting go of toxic people, This fifth step is all about loving yourself. Okay? We're loving ourselves again. We're learning ourselves again. This is going to require you to do a lot of grieving. The sixth one is that now that you built your confidence up, you're connecting with other people. So with wisdom, we're using experience. With patience, we're being very patient with our mind, body, and soul. We're taking time. And with diplomacy, can you meet me in the middle? When it comes to diplomacy, it's compromising. And a lot of people think that when I have to compromise, that means I have to give up everything to make this person happy. No, you both need to meet in the middle. My partner is not always going to be right. And I, as their partner, or whoever I'm going to be with, I'm not always going to be right. Their ideas are very important. So I take their ideas the next time we do mine. We can't end up agreeing on something. So we combine our ideas, right? We meet in the middle. We still can't agree on something. This person has their opinion. I have my opinion. We're not getting along. We're not agreeing on it. We say, hey, yo, yo. I respect you enough to agree that we have different opinions on this. Let's agree to disagree. Let's move on to the next thing, right? You want a partner that is wise, patient, and diplomatic. You want somebody that will meet in the middle, agree to disagree, and take turns with their ideas and how they feel and things they want to do. You need to have somebody who takes time with you, who's not rushing you and making you feel shitty. You need somebody that is smart. I don't care how sexy anybody is. If you are dumb, ignorant, and stupid, we are not going to make it. I don't deal with stupid people, man. Nah. Cause y'all going out, there's dumb people gonna be out here doing dumb things. I just don't have the patience. I'm like, why are we out here doing stupid things and expecting smart prices? You playing dumb games and you're going to get dumb prizes. You're going to be mad that you got dumb prizes because you didn't play smart. I'm a Virgo. I value intellect. I value intellect. I do. And I'm like, if you don't got any, bro, no, we not about to do that. I'm gonna go to jail. You not listen here. I understand if you don't know something, but you just out here doing the most. You just being a menace? Girl, please. Anybody have time for that? Anywho, grieving is going to help you. I think when it comes to like healing and letting go of relationships, is it something that you want to do? No. Is it going to suck? Yeah, girl, it's going to suck. Yes, King, it's going to suck and not in a fun way. Yes, my royal. My binary babes. My bodacious royal people. It's not fun. But sometimes you gotta let go of something to be able to have something good. And you've tried. You have tried in this relationship. You have done your best, and it is not working. It should not end up with you being overwhelmed, bombarded, stretched out, and just you. This is stress. This is anxiety. This is just like, this is not the energy for a healthy relationship. Control and possessiveness and greed. You deserve better. Let them go. Work on going to a family member or a friend, go to a shelter if you have to, and get out of the situation. Make sure that if you have kids and you're in this situation, get custody of your children. Your kids already know what's going on. A lot of people try to, like, here's the thing. The reason why I stayed in my narcissistic relationship for so long was because I was a guardian to a child. The child was not mine, but I was in charge of their well-being. And I did it so that way they wouldn't have to deal with the abuse. But they knew. Years later, they came to me and they talked to me one-on-one, and they were like, why did you stay in there so long? Because like I saw that there's something weird going on, but like I didn't know what was happening. Mind you, this kid was like 2, 3, you know what I mean? Like very little. And I was like, I stayed in there because I didn't want to leave you alone. And I feel guilty that I get out. You're going to have this person. And they're like, yeah, but how come you couldn't take me? I didn't have, like, I was the guardian, but I wasn't at that point where they can just go around, right? And give me things. I had, like, it was for, like, the parents, and I'm just the guardian. So I didn't have the rights till, like, much later and everything like that. But yeah, it was just like a really funky situation. And it's okay to take them out if you can and leave. If you can go to a shelter, they will hopefully give you, like, they give you housing. You're going to be with other people in situations and things that are just trying to make their best. But there are resources and stuff that you can go to. It's okay to start over again and build yourself up. I've built myself up many times. And I've had my cries and I've had my screams and I've had my shouts and I've crashed out a few times to let it out of my system, right? But it's okay. You should not be this stressed out in a relationship, baby. We're going to be talking about your family, okay? It's all right. Let it out. Scream and shout. Holding in emotions ain't good. So, we're having creativity and charisma, right? This is what's causing you to have new friendship and romance for family. So, we're making new connections and we're having romance. Hopefully, you're having romance with yourself. Like, maybe you have, like, it could be that, like, later on, because with that deep attraction being for July, August, and September, you guys may be finding somebody very cute and close around that time. Because you definitely not going to be staying in this relationship, girl. Queens, kings, and royals in betweens. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't go over there and stay in something that is toxic and nasty. Girl, please, y'all deserve best. Y'all deserve the best, not the less. Mm-mm. So, creativity and charisma. We are being charming and we're being very creative on how we express ourselves. So, charming means your gift, okay? My gift is my personality. People like the way that I act and think. Y'all thought it's going to say looks. Listen, there's always going to be somebody more cuter. And this ring light make my skin look nice. Without the ring light, I'm not going to lie to you, I got bags. Anywho, I'm being silly and I'm being cute, but my personality is what people like, right? So my personality attracts people. You are going to go over there and you're going to have, like, maybe you're smart or you're kind or you're funny or you're strong or you're, just have a magnetic energy or you're just creative in your own way. Whatever draws people to you, do not tell me about money and the Benz cars and what. I'm not talking about materialistic nonsense. I'm talking about you. If we strip all the materialism away, what attracts people to you? Me is my personality. You could have a different gift. That's all right. Everybody, we're all duality and mutable. We live in a very diverse world. Differences is acceptance. It's a beautiful thing. If everybody was the same, it'd be very boring. And I don't think I could handle that kind of universe. Yeah, nah. So, charisma again, charm, creativity. Just because I have problem A doesn't mean solution A is the only solution. I have infinite solutions to solve problem A. And solution A can solve many problems. When you think of it like that, right? You're able to overcome a lot of obstacles and problems. Okay? I thought it was the relationship, but it could also be. Mm-hmm. So far, I have told every fire sign for the year readings to let go of toxic members, the toxic parents, the toxic grandfather and grandmother, the toxic aunties and cousins. kick them out, and go over there and follow with people who bring you peace of mind. Get rid of your friends that are liars and two-faced deceivers. I'm going to tell you guys this now. I'm going to look at it and really try to make sure I'm seeing what I'm seeing is correct. If I go around and just, do a bunch of like the most things. So we have new friendship and romance for family. This is because we're being creative and charming. What's going to help us with charm is our empathy. So not running on empathy and not going over there and giving into dysfunctional energy. Okay. I mean, all right. I thought it was bad, but now that I'm looking at it, it's in between. So here's the thing. We're being creative and charming. This is causing us to have new friendship and romance for family. What will help us with creativity and charisma is empathy and turning inward. Do not block out your emotions because you don't want to worry anybody. Have empathy for yourself and compassion for yourself, as well as be compassionate and empathetic to others. This card is all about shutting down emotionally, mentally, and physically, not expressing anything, putting on a mask, pretending to be happy and healthy, when in reality, there's something wrong up here and there's something wrong in here. Empathy is a sign of mental and emotional health problems. I've suffered with it for years, like 16, 15 years. I recently had gotten help to deal with it and manage it a lot better. So empathy and compassion will help you with your creativity and charm. Do not engage in unreliable energy, dysfunctional energy. This is disorganization and energy as a whole, dysfunctional energy. Energy that doesn't make sense. Energy that's very staticky and kind of like stressful and overwhelming and just like it just doesn't feel right. Don't do it. Now, I am also going to add a possibility. If you're having romance and new friendship, there could be a time where your family may introduce you to somebody new and you could be having a relationship with them. But before you get into a relationship with this new person, you're going to take your time to figure them out. It could be somebody that was introduced to you. Why do I say this? Because July, August, and September is all about deep attraction. You're following your passion, you're following your dreams. It also is next to this. So you could be having a partner, a new love interest around July, August, and September. It could be by the means of a family member or a close friend or someone that you trust that introduces you to. Make sure that you are charming to yourself and others. You're creative on how you solve your problems. You're empathetic and you are kind to your needs. And empathetic and kind to other people's needs. Do not run on dysfunctional energy. If it does not make sense, it is not for you. There's one thing about being like running with the madness and embracing it. And there's another thing of just going over there and getting overwhelmed and being in a situation where you're so stressed out and nothing's making sense. And you're not allowing yourself to be nice with your energy and yourself and your beings and everything around you. It's just messy and hectic, right? Yeah. Don't do that. Don't do that. That is not going to help you. My glasses are dirty as fuck now. It's better. We're going to talk about your friends now. So what is the cause of the untruthfulness, untrustworthiness, and theft? New ideas. Your friendship outlook is untruthfulness, untrustworthiness, and theft. So, two-faced liars, deceivers, people who rob you of your time, energy, and effort. Some of you guys have good friends, but there's also some friends that you may need to kick out. The reason why we're having this is because of new ideas. So we're figuring out new ways to handle people and connect with people who are not having, who are not being two-faced and ugly. Empathy and emotion. So compassion and understanding to how you feel, and compassion and understanding to other people. You want a friend that is compassionate and kind and has emotional intelligence. You may make a new friend, but you may have new ideas on how to meet people. What is your outcome? Ooh. Failure to communicate. Your friend better go over. Here's the thing. Sagittarius, your friends, you guys are looking for new friends, right? And you're like, well, what kind of friends should I go after? You need to go after somebody who is creative, who can come up with new ideas and be, your level of inspiration and kind of like, oh yeah, well, let's try this, let's do that, let's try new stuff, right? You need somebody with emotional empathy and intelligence. So that means I'm compassionate and I understand what I need for myself. I also try to put myself in other people's shoes and be able to go over there and do my thing. You need to have somebody that doesn't just not communicate. You need your friend to talk to you. This is the same outcome that we have for our finance, okay? You got to be able to have somebody and also tell people what you need. You know what I mean? Let people know what you need. Express yourself. All right, we're going to get into your spiritual. Okay. What is the cause for your spiritual? Communication, ethics, and introspection. We're understanding ourselves, we're tying into our moral codes, and we're learning how to express ourselves. Togetherness. Join friendship, celebration, and join company, celebration, and friendship. Sticking with people that celebrate you, lift you up, and allow you to be happy and free. Endurance, diligence, and strength. Time, energy, and effort. So what's causing us to be carefree is that we're learning ourselves. We're learning how to communicate. We're learning that when we talk to somebody, there's multiple communications, okay? I tackled the 3 for this business. So the first communications, when I talk to you, you listen, you hear me, then you talk back, right? I listen and I hear you. The next type of communication, type 2 people, right, are the ones that only listen to themselves, don't really care about you, and do not listen or make effort at all to try to understand what you're explaining or talking to them. They're very one-sided and self-centered. Now, the third type of people, sometimes people try to understand you, but they can't. And no matter how much you try to communicate with them, it may take some time to get there, right? Okay. So it's okay to be carefree because at least you're learning to love yourself and just embrace who you are. But at the same time, you're focusing on how you express yourself. We're focusing on our ethics. So what's that, right? Some people believe that the world is black and white. The world is not black and white. The world is different shades of gray. Let's get into it, right? What does that mean? What it means is that people do shitty things for good reason. And some people do good things for shitty reasons. Like, for example, if somebody, we will call them Lily. All right? If you're Lily, I am sorry. I have nothing against you, girl. I got nothing against you, hon. Lily goes over there and she helps everybody. But secretly, Lily only does it so that way people can feel like she's a nice lady. And she goes over there and takes advantage of people. She talks back behind everybody's back. And she pretends to be the saints. Let's go with Margaret, right? Margaret is poor. Margaret lost her job. She's trying to feed her children. So what does Margaret do? Margaret robs a bank, right? Not a bank, but let's be cute. Margaret robs a gas station. She takes formula for her children, some bread. She says sorry to the cash register and she bolts. The cashier goes over there and calls the police. The police pulls Margaret up. Margaret explains, yes, I stole, but I have no way of feeding my kids. And I'm trying my best. They're hungry. I don't have any money. And I'm getting squeezed every which way. I didn't want to do it, but I did it for those reasons. The police officer, thankful for Margaret being honest and is also a very good police officer, takes Margaret back home. He sees what Margaret has told him was true. He goes back to the gas station where Margaret stole and pays for the lady's thing. He asks the cashier, do you want to press charges? The cashier got his money back. No, it's okay. Thank you. He goes over back to Margaret. He gives Margaret pamphlets and tools to get Margaret back on her feet. Was Margaret right for stealing? No. But did she have a good reason? Yes. That's where ethics kicks in. It asks you the great questions, the lesser of the two evil. Would you kill 5 people to save humanity? And some of you guys would be like, yeah, 5 people is not that big of a price. What if those 5 people were your family and loved ones? I couldn't do it. I couldn't kill my loved ones. I mean, I could kill like pedophiles and rapists and molesters. That one, I'd be like, you know what? That fine, go for that. Their lives, for our lives, yeah, bye. Right? Convicted? Yeah, sure. Some people, y'all may think that I'm an asshole for that, but like, I don't have empathy and sympathy for people like them. I don't. Whether you be a lady or a guy or a person, they get away way too easy. They get off way too easy. There is no repercussion. Sorry, I know that you guys may be hearing the door slams and things, but it's fine. The door swings really easy because like the wind comes from my side and then it comes onto the other side and it kind of plays with the doors and stuff. Anywho, I'm sure some of you are like, nobody asked for that. But yeah. Anywho, like I was saying, right? It asks you the lesser of the two questions, the lesser of the two evils. So before you go over there with ethics, try to think of it as this: your character code and your morals. Your morals are different from mine, and my morals are different from yours, but we're all trying our best to at least be decent and good, right? Now, when it comes to introspection, I want you to think of yourself as a tree, okay? Your feet are roots, your legs and your thighs are trunks, and as you come from your torso to your hands and head, you are branches. Now, if the tree has healthy, nurturing soil, it's going to grow very strong and big. But what if the soil that the tree has isn't healthy? It has parasites and, toxics and things, and it's getting into the root. What are we going to do? We remove that tree from that environment and we put it in a healthier environment to regrow. Just like how you have to understand that your root of the problem, like for example, right? I know somebody who's always in control, like they always have to be in control. They are dominating and they're bossy and they're rude. This came from the fact that they didn't have any power when they were younger, right? They were living in fear. That fear turned into sadness. The sadness turned into rage. The rage turned into anger. The anger turned into control. The control turned into dominance. A lot of people forget there before you guys came into where you are right now, right? Before I became who I am, I was a small kid. And as a small kid, I was very silly. I liked to dance. I liked to run around and just, play and things. But some things happened and I got sad. My sadness never got hurt. So the sadness turned into anger, and the anger turned into rage, and the rage turned into wrath, and the wrath turned into vengeance, right? It turned into toxic, aggressive behavior. And until I went back and been like, you know what? Maybe there's something that I need to deal with, right? Maybe there's something I need to sit down and take care of. That's okay. I'm not saying that you don't have the right to be angry and rageful, but you cannot go over there and hold on to the anger. And that's something hard for a lot of us to do because we look at our anger and we kind of suppress it instead of understanding that it is a part of you that wants you to be safe. Your anger is your protector. Because you weren't heard when you were sad, it's the one that's fighting for you to be heard. But it's coming off as bossiness, control, you know what I mean? Aggression. I'm not saying that you guys have that, but introspection is understanding your core. What is feeding your roots? And is the soil healthy where you're planting your roots, or is it something that you need to address, accept that this soil is bad, and put yourself in a more healthier soil so you can grow up right? You may not grow up straight, that's fine. You don't have to. Crooked or not, it's okay. But you do have to understand yourself and accept yourself in a loving and healthy way. While you're able to do that, you're going to be focusing on people that celebrate you and that you celebrate them. You love them and they love you. They're your friends, your right hand in command, your confidants, your besties, your ride and dies. And you actually enjoy being around them and they enjoy being around you. We're going to use our time, energy, and effort wisely. We are going to have fun and try new things and express ourselves. And we're also going to be with people who don't waste our time, energy, and effort. Now, that being said, stay tuned for part two, where we talk about January through December, your problem, solution, and theme of 2026. If you guys are interested in getting your own 2026 year reading, it is $20 for PayPal or Zelle. And if you're in Uganda or have shillings or like Airtel, MTN, and mobile money, it is 25K Uganda shillings, which is about $7 to $8. All right. As always, slay the day, be happy and be gay. Thank you guys for the love and support. We're entering our 1 year of YouTube, guys. Let's go, bro. And we're also entering 2 years of Marikuma Healing. So, thank you guys for the 70 subscribers. I really appreciate it. I didn't think I would get that much this year. So, I'm really happy. I know that we're going to get more as the time goes and as you guys get to, get used to my videos and stuff. All right. Anyways, I am going to cut this live off, but I appreciate the love and support. You deserve the best. Do not settle for less.